Hello, I'm back with an episode 2 of my spinning podcast. My name is Elise, and I come to you today from the East Coast of the US, and it is the last week of Tour de Fleece here, the last week of Tour de Fleece, one of the last weeks of July, and I am here to show you my progress. So the first spinning project I finished was a combo spin of 2 different Rambouillet braids. Here's what it looks like. It's very light pastel colors. One is by Bramble Ridge, and it's called The Price of Eggs. And the other is by The Little Fiber Co., and that's called Antique Shop. So I spun one of the plies being The Price of Eggs and one of the plies being Antique Shop. So there is a lot of blues and greens and a little bit of purple and light yellow. So just a whole kind of rainbow of pastels in this 8-ounce braid. It is around 600 meters of, I would say, sport weight yarn. And I have no idea what I'm going to make with it yet. I just enjoyed the pastel colors. This summer I've been really into spinning just very light colors. So I'm really happy with the results of this giant skein, which I have yet to twist up into an actual skein because it's very thick and very big and kind of hard to do. But yeah, I love these colors, and hopefully a project will come to mind eventually. So after that, I really wanted to spin up a skein that I could use for a summery project, and I mentioned 50% merino, 50% soybean silk braid that I had in stash, so I immediately went and spun that up. And I already have it caked up because I'm going to start swatching and start making this into a t-shirt today, probably. So I got 459 yards of this yarn, and I would say it's like a fingering to light sport weight. And hopefully if I knit it at a very loose gauge, I can get a t-shirt out of it. After a lot of thinking, I mentioned I might be making a ranunculus, but I already have like a summer t-shirt ranunculus made out of Senesgarn Line yarn in a light pink color, and I don't want to have a whole bunch of ranunculi lying around. So I went for a new pattern by This Bird Knits, and it's called Tilly. It basically is also a circular yoke that has a little bit of lace, and I'll probably insert a picture somewhere on the screen for you all to see. This yarn is really like special because I feel like there's like a heathering of colors. There's a gradient, obviously, because it goes from light to like darker, and it has goes from like more green to gold. But if you look really closely at it, there's also just there is some darker gray fiber mixed in with the braid. So some of it you can see I was spinning on lighter white fiber, but you can also see the darker gray fibers mixed in, and I think that adds a really cool gradient as well to the yarn. So I can't wait to start knitting with this, and hopefully it will work out really beautifully. Um, and then after that, I did do one of my goal um, yarns, which is the Yarn Jam Fleece Force colorway. I just spun up the braid. I did not do a combo spin like I said I was going to do because I did not think the yarns went as well as I thought they did together. So I just spun it up by itself in a 2-ply. And it's still on the nitty naughty, as you can see. And I still need to take it off and wash it and black it and let it dry. So that's something I have to do, but it worked up to me. Like, it feels very autumnal. There's like a lot of rusty colors in there. There's also some purple and some teal and green and blue. It looks kind of muddy, and that's okay, but like maybe I think I was expecting or wanting something brighter than this, so I kind of just spun it to get it over with and not really to like enjoy it, which was sad because I was really looking forward to enjoying the spinning process. But I did enjoy, like, I probably will enjoy the knitting process of making this yarn because of how many different colors it has in it. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. I've seen like a few different like inspirations for what I've wanted to do with like really colorful rainbowy yarns. I don't remember, but I saw a post on Instagram where someone used Spin Cycle plump yarns to make like a Sophie scarf, and it had like all these different rainbow stripes in it. And I feel like that would look really cool with hand spun. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily going to do that with this. I feel like I need a more or a less basic pattern or something that has more action to it than that. But maybe I will just, if I feel motivated, see how the colors play out in like a more simple scarf pattern, like the Sophie scarf or shawl. But yeah, this is around 400 yards of sport weight yarn, 4 ounces, and yeah, you can kind of see when it's on the naughty all the different like stripes and all, like how it does look like kind of like an overwhelming bit of color. Like the stripes are going to be kind of short on this in this yarn versus like I feel like this definitely has like a longer like gradient, and this combo spin that I just finished also had like I felt like had a lot longer stripes than this. I felt like when I was spinning it, I was constantly going from one color to the next. And currently, I do have a spin I am working on, and it is new. I feel like with the Tour de Fleece, seeing everybody like post stuff, trying new things. I also really have enjoyed being in one of the cabanas for the Melly Knits Dashers Tour de Fleece, and I feel like I've learned a lot of things, and I also have seen like people like pushing themselves and challenging themselves to try new things. So I think kind of the Tour de Fleece has motivated me in that way, where I feel like I want to try new things, spin with new fibers, try like carding and blending, and that's what I did. I took a braid of fiber that I was gifted from a friend looking to destash some of their fiber collection, and I basically wanted to make it more pastel and less like vibrant and colorful. I'll insert a picture of kind of what it looked like before being blended and the white Rambouillet I blended it with. But basically I took a moondrake braid, which was 100% superwash merino wool, and blended it with 100% rambouillet, just white, cream, basically natural colored one, to make the braid more pastel. And I turned them into little bats. I already finished spinning up one of the plies. It's going to be a 2-ply, so I just divided the little bats in half, and then I'll ply them together. So it's basically a pastel rainbow. Gonna kind of show the little bats piled on top of each other. It goes from like pink to like a creamsicle orange to yellow to a light lime green to a aqua kind of green to blue to purple and then to a pinky purple. So that's kind of how it goes. And I do think I accomplished, with the blending board and adding that white rambouillet, making it a bit lighter, but I would personally like it even more pastel than I made it. But yeah, so far I'm proud of myself for trying it. And I also found it harder to spin with the bats, because I feel like it was harder to spin like uniformly and not spin thick and thin, because I felt like I was getting little nibs or little bits that were not like combed that well in the bat. So that was a little bit challenging, and I have to spin up the other ply of this yarn and then ply them together to see if I really achieved that gradient rainbow pastel effect I was going for. But yeah, that is a work in progress, and I did use a blending board to get all of these little guys, and you can see in some of them the little white stripes going through them. This one especially. Yeah, and I also feel like the spinning with superwash and then a rambouillet that's non-superwash, it was hard to get them to like come together. And I feel like I was spinning like the superwash, and then there'd be like a stripe of white in there from the rambouillet. And I feel like next time I can do a better job with blending the two. But either way, it's an experiment, and I'm not unhappy with the results. I'm proud of what I've done. So my goals for the last week, which is this week of the Tour de Fleece, and I also kind of want to continue with the Tour de Fleece Femmes, is really like continuing to challenge myself with new techniques or new fiber. So I do, I think after I finish this 2-ply pastel, I am going to move on and spin a new to me fiber, which is Suffolk wool, and I'm going to spin it into a 3-ply because I haven't really spun that many 3-plies yet, and I do enjoy the look of 3-plies, and I think I might as well just experiment and try and see how this looks in a 3-ply. So this is a Suffolk wool braid. It's all from the same braid. And I got this last year at New Jersey Sheep and Wool Festival, which is in early September. And I got it from Fuzzy Frog Fibers. It is, 100% Suffolk, hand painted in the colorway Succulent. It is a 4-ounce braid. the braid itself, it doesn't look like it's like super combed. It looks like kind of fuzzy. So I might be doing like a woolen spun versus a worsted spun. Yeah, it doesn't look like the fibers are combed straight. So yeah, and I did get like a really good deal on this yarn. I think the braids were like $10 each, and there was a whole rainbow of colors. So I thought I might as well get one. And at the time, I wasn't like a huge fan of these colors. And then I looked at it now a year later and I'm like, these colors are beautiful. I love. Kind of reminds me of like a desert sunset. So yeah, I just totally went 360 and changed my mind about these colors, and now I super love them. Yeah. I wasn't always like the biggest fan of purple, but it has grown on me in the past year. Purples and pinks have kind of crawled their way into my life and invaded it by like doing little experiments and adding it little by little into different projects. I got cut off there. So this is the last like maybe thing I'll spin after I spin up. That 3-ply is this color by Spindalicious called Caliente, which is red with bits of yellow and darker and lighter shades of red. And I'm just gonna probably spin a 2-ply with itself. It's 100% Cormo, and I just like sometimes spinning uniform colors with like little stripy bits, because it's, I don't know, I find it fun, and the color also kind of gives me summery vibes, heat wave sort of interesting. And I already have like kind of a red skein of yarn out of Targhee that's just like of hand spun yarn, and it's Targhee, and it's also a 2-ply, and it also has these reds in it, but it's mostly just red and dark red and a little bit of like maybe a pinkish red. So, and I really love that skein and I want to do something with it, but I don't really have enough to do anything with it. I have like 100, 200 yards. So with another 100 grams, maybe I could do something with all of the red skeins of hand spun that I have. So that is all I have to talk about of my plans. I do have an acquisition that I received that I forgot to talk about in the last episode. So it's like maybe I received this a month ago, and it's from a family friend from England, and I got basically 2 braids of fiber from Arbon Textiles. Basically the base, here's what it looks like, one of the braids. It's 200 grams of the Devonia top, which is 54 Exmoor blue-faced, 30% blue-faced luster, and 20% Romney. This color is burnished bronze. So it's like brown, darker browns, and like a bit of like a pink. It's really pretty. Also, I have not spun with Exmoor Blueface or Romney before. I have spun with Blueface Leicester, and I do find it a little bit challenging, as it is a long wool and it is drapier, and I feel like I have to spin it at like a slower speed as not to put too much twist into the fiber. So maybe I'll have to do the same with this one. We will see. And then the other color I got, which is probably my favorite color of the 2, is this. And here is Sandbar. It is also in the same base, 50% Exmoor Blueface, 30% Blueface Leicester, and 20% Romney. And there's like bits of white, light brown, yellow, and just like beige. It is really pretty, and it's also 200 grams. I have no idea what I'm going to spin with either of these two balls or braids of fiber. Maybe I'll dive into it in the winter when I'm more inclined to think of different projects to use it for. Or maybe I'll feel a little experimental now, as it is with new to me fibers, and I'll try spinning with it and be a little adventurous. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely end to your tour de fleece, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.